My research questions were: does the creek have a healthy pH? Does the school campus have a good variety of trees and plants? Does the school have any turtles around? Does the creek have a high enough alkalinity to be able to deal with changes in pH? And how many different kinds of mammals live around Shadyside and where? My procedures. My procedures for trees was: I will spend 10 minutes on the 6th grade soccer field. On this soccer field, I will use the CCAP to identify 5 trees and write them down. 2. I will spend 10 minutes at the back of the school. At the back of the school, I will use the CCAP to identify 5 trees and write them down. 3. I will spend 10 minutes on the hill. On the hill, I will use the CCAP to identify 5 trees and write them down. 4. I will analyze the data and decide whether or not the school has a good variety of trees. I will use the same procedure for mammals, except instead of identifying 5 trees, I will identify 3 mammals. The definition of pH is a scale used to specify the acidity or basicity of a liquid. On October 15th, I tested the pH of Glade Run Creek. The result of my testing was 6.2. Allegheny College states that the healthy range for a creek's pH to be is between 5 and 8.5. Since the water's pH is 6.2, the water is healthy but still slightly acidic. The definition of alkalinity is the buffering capacity of a water body, a measure of the ability of the water body to neutralize acids and bases and maintain a fairly stable pH level. On October 16th, I tested the alkalinity level of Glade Run Creek, and my result was 170 ppm. Allegheny College states that alkalinity levels higher than 100 are considered healthy. Since the alkalinity level of Glade Run Creek is 170, this is a healthy level for a creek. Fish are limbless, cold-blooded vertebrates with gills and fins and live entirely in water. Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission states that even though there are over 29,000 species of fish, all of them share some body forms, functions, and habits. Though most fish have a skeleton made up of bones, some fish, such as the lamprey, skates, sharks, and rays, have a skeleton of rubbery, gristly tissue called cartilage. Fish have a two-chambered heart and a blood circulatory system. Closer to the bottom of the ocean, fish have thicker blood and move very slowly. But nearer to the surface, fish are very quick and have thinner blood that circulates blood faster, such as the minnow. Fish will eat lots of things such as zooplankton, algae, other fish, and floating insects. Turtles are slow-moving reptiles that have a scaly or leathery domed shell that it can retract its head and thick legs into. Turtles are omnivorous and their diet consists of all kinds of small vertebrates and invertebrates. Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission states that in the wild, turtles may live for 20 to 30 years, but when they are kept as pets, they usually live for 15 to 20 years. On the middle school campus, I found a spot next to the drainage where a bog turtle might live, but I didn't spot any actually living there. On the campus, I looked for red foxes in their typical habitats, but did not find either. On the golf course next to the middle school, I saw a red-tailed fox, but those are different. According to PGC, red foxes are small, agile omnivores from the same family as the coyote, dog, and wolf. They are intelligent and have very sharp senses of sight, smell, and hearing, which makes them very deadly predators. They will eat rodents, porcupines, cats, chickens, insects, birds, bird eggs, fruits, and grasses. Most foxes like to live in spread-out meadows, forests, tall grasses, or in dens. Trees are very interesting because they have no brains, no bones, and no muscles, and they are still some of the most complicated living things on the planet. On the campus, I found and identified 13 different species of trees. The National Department of Conservation Natural Resources Bureau of Forestry states that 134 native and 62 introduced tree species grow across Pennsylvania. In conclusion, Glade Run Creek is mostly healthy but still could be better. Crayfish can survive in this creek because they need the pH to be between 6 and 7.5, and it is. The creek could also support leeches because to survive, leeches need there to be mammals and amphibians for their food supply, and from my research, there should be plenty.